Now, this is my third video today, man. I'm really feeling it, and I'm not trying to make it about me, but in one of my other videos, I talked about flow breakers, the concept of flow breakers, and somebody actually interrupted the flow. I was at the top of the mountain, and somebody came up and it broke my flow, but I was thinking about something, and then this kiddo was coming up behind me, and I was about to make a video, and then I'm like, I'm not going to let that distract me. I'm not going to let that be a flow breaker. I'm just going to go right through it and flow through it, flow with it. Not resist the course nature, not try to go against it, but flow with it. And, you can even incorporate them like we did the last video, you know what I'm saying? Ladies looking at me feeling like, who's this guy talking to? He's talking to himself. He's talking to his phone. But, hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi. Yep, good, thank you.
But, yeah, so I was, really thinking about something, and I was like, I want to make the video right now, so no time like the present. I'm not going to let that distract me. Anyways, I just want to transmit this flow vibration to you. Like say flow frequency. I want to think in terms of energy, frequency, vibration. And I'm not trying to make it all about me, because there's, we can all embody. It's a great word, embody. Certain energy. Something I kind of want to talk about. We'll get to later in the video. Maybe. I don't know. We're just going to flow, see how it goes. But anywho, anyhow, anyway. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. See, this is what the surrendered state feels like. When you just allow yourself to let go, let flow. Like saying in the last video, let it do it through you. What is it? I'd say it. You could call it the unseen power. But that exists within you. It has the all-seeing eye, right? But, the meanings that you're making up right now are all in your head. I'm just making sounds, really. It could be stimulating you intellectually, but really, I'm just making sounds. And when you understand this, that, and related to the last video, how you'd actually have to pay me to sit in a college classroom. And I don't say that arrogantly. I don't say that with a sense of superiority. But I say organically and authentically and candidly the fact that you'd really have to pay me to sit in a college classroom. Because, I got my associates. Woo! Right? But, I say that because, really, when you're sitting in a classroom, you realize that the teacher is speaking sound. And you're making up the meanings in your head. And, we're taught in school that what you can memorize and regurgitate on a piece of paper on a test, that determines how intelligent you are. Now, that brings to mind a meme that I saw, I could say the other day, which means anytime from now till, who knows, maybe past lives. Here's a thought, right? But I saw a meme, there's a teacher, and teaching this classroom, there's a fish, there's a monkey, a bird, a bee, and in the background, a tree. That was one of my favorite rhymes, man. I don't want to overdo it, though. The birds and the bees and the trees, just easy. But I saw that meme, and it's like the world's a big melting pot, right? We're all, of course, there's that same fundamental sense of oneness, but at the same time, we're all individuals. Variety is spice life. And you put all these different individuals in a classroom with, each with the capacity for creative genius. That's just being honest. Everybody has that creative genius within them. But you got to come full circle, you go to school and we're taught a bunch of information we don't need to know. And then you come full circle, you let all that go. And then you discover, wow, that inner voice of clarity and guidance and discernment. And you listen to that and let that guide you. Let that guide you, lead you. Of course, it's always directing you and protecting you. And that's the unseen power within you. That's what I was just saying a few minutes ago. Call it the it. But the it is the I. There's no difference. We don't need to, project some God in the sky. Saying, it's something out there. Realize it's something right now. It's not something outside yourself. Now, I know this ain't the typical, as you ain't, right? That's very scholarly. Erudite, however you say it. Philosophical. Sounds very intelligent, right? But I said ain't, and it rhymes too, but hey, I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, that's part of just letting yourself go. You don't have to intellectually control. You don't have to, as the thoughts are going, the words expressing, the sounds coming out, I'm not trying to control it. It's just happening. It's kind of like the thought process we talked in the last videos. The thoughts are occurring, they're happening. We don't have to identify with them. Of course we can, and that's a beautiful thing. If we give our attention to them, giving our idea enough attention, woo, that'll probably just happen, right? Manifest. But you don't do it. It manifests for you. The unseen power within you does it for you. You could say infinite intelligence. That which is us. Fundamentally. Essentially. Which is our essence. Our essence, energetically, this electricity connects us to that. Fundamentally. That which we can call divinity. The life force essence within us. Now I'm going to talk about, and I said earlier in the video, I'm like, maybe we'll talk about that later. I don't know. I'm just flowing. Well, I'm talking about it now because I came to mind. And it's about seeing retention. And that's initially why I wanted to make this video. And we're just get to it 7 minutes in, but it's all good. It's all good. Just having a good time. I hope you're enjoying this. I know I am, so shit, you are too, probably. But, yeah. Seeing retention. The joy of seeing retention is no joke. I'm telling you. And I'm not trying to convince you, but I'm just telling you what's proven true for me. And it's, embodying this electricity. It's the light. It's for real. It's no joke, man. I'm telling you. A lot of people in the world, they're bound to, chained to the world by sexual desire. And, once you free yourself from that, man, it's like a whole new world opens up for you. Infinite doors, many mansions. In the Bible it says, many mansions. And I'd like to take that step further and say there's infinite mansions. And what is mansions? Well, it's states of mind. States of mind, imagination. Imagination creates reality. Imagination's awesome. On a couple last videos said, all reality is a manifestation of what's within you. That's for real. There's what's within and without. There's no within and without. It's all within. You can just say it that way. You don't need not make a psychological distinction between this and that. Of course, we can do that to kind of delve into the different nuanced distinctions of both this three-dimensional reality and that which is beyond this reality, to try to understand it and to go deep and understand it conceptually, because there's infinite ways and infinite concepts, and it can be very stimulating and liberating too. But we don't want it to be binding, like sexual desire. That can bind it to the world. Same with intellect, the mind. It can bind, but it doesn't have to. I'm saying in the last videos too. Mind's not a problem. Body's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with the mind, nothing wrong with the body. You can have a hell of a time. And, I am. I hope you are too. The same I am within me as I am within you. So as you're watching this video, hoping you feel the flow too. And, I see a cool way to look at it intellectually is any manifestation, any creation that was expressed through an individual. They channeled it. Not even they, it channeled through them, because it's the unseen power acting through them, right? And when you identify as such, then the idea of success is kind of just what conventionally is thought of as success is kind of like, man, because when you identify with the source, then you're not anxious, right? There's that sense of confidence. But what I was saying is, you can see the whole world is symbolic. Every manifestation, every creation is symbolic of somebody's state, somebody's mansion, somebody's vibration, somebody's state of consciousness. and symbolic of the flow state. I'm posting this video, you know, it could be looked at as symbolic of the flow state, the flow frequency. And again, I'm not trying to convince you, but going back to the joy of seeming attention, it's for real. And it's a common theme on these videos. I haven't mentioned it in the last couple ones, so I figure, you know, I'll give it a shout out now, because it's, you know, I know it's done a world of wonder for me. And you can just go out, enjoy the sound of the birds and the bees and trees. There I go again. Repetition, man. Repetition's key. Rhyming. Rhyming not just stimulating you intellectually, but also transcendentally. Because we don't just see the world symbolically, but we can also see it transcendentally. Simultaneously in the world and not of it. Not just the concept, but we feel it viscerally. Seriously, sincerely, blissfully, abundantly, consciously, living righteously. Not righteously, because that could imply, you know, a certain type of vibe. That could imply, you know, maybe some ego involved. Moral superiority. There's that. You know, there's that element of religious one-upmanship, right? Oh, mine's the right religion. Mine's better than yours. I meditated for 10 hours sitting cross-legged, and you only meditated for 5, and then you get into comparison, and as long as you do that, you're missing the point, because you're comparing yourself to yourself. Again, it's all within you, so you need not try to control it. Need not try to, dissect it. Of course we can, if you want to, but that way we're not going to know it. We can really only know it by being it, by becoming it. And, you know, becoming implies something in the future, but it also could mean a process, depending on how you look at it. So, being implies right now, it implies I am. I am, whenever you say I am to something, really be conscious that. Really, you know, take a moment and slow down. I know I'm kind of fast-paced right now, but I ate today. And, you know, I feel the energy from the food. That's one of the things about fasting, is when you skip a few days of food and then you eat a meal, your body's like, whoa, you really, you know, I read, I think it was Ben Franklin, it's like, it's not about how much you eat, how much food you eat, but how much you digest. You know, a lot of people are excreting every day, a lot of bowel movements, and not to, you know, get on a nasty subject, but just free flowing, you know, and the truth is, you know, if you're not eating every day, you're not necessarily going to have bowel movement every day, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because going back to the human attention subject, this electric energy, the light life force within us, it's in women too. It's in women too. The difference is they're, how do I want to word this? It's a compulsive process. Their menstrual cycle, which is in alignment with the lunar cycle. As our birth is a consequence of that. I want to think and see the world in terms of the bigger picture. But their menstrual cycle is a compulsive process, whereas men, we don't have to release it. They release the egg every month, whereas we can, not just theoretically, but actually embody that energy internally, internally, and eternally, both simultaneously. And it builds up within you. And you couple that with fasting, which also alleviates a lot of that energy from the digestive process. It allows you to embody abundantly this life force essence within us. Then, man, I'm telling you, you'll feel differently. You'll feel vibrantly. Feel the world viscerally. You'll see beyond intellectuality. And you'll be able to really go deep mentally as well. It'll benefit you physically, mentally, spiritually, I could say emotionally. You'll develop a very keen sense of emotional intelligence. Not just about yourself, but again, about everybody else, because all of reality, manifestation within you. So what you see around, you'll really be able to see and perceive the world clearly. And, you know, I'm not going to start talking about supernatural abilities, because that, you know, that's... that could scare some people, right? Start talking about alien life, right? Aliens are amongst us. We are the aliens. The body is an alien slave technology. Our DNA's been hacked. What? Start getting some real stuff. Again, not trying to scare anybody, so, you know, I'm not trying to perpetuate any negativity. This channel's all about positivity, about originality, about me just being me, and thus you can see that in you, reflected in you, as an extension of you, because, again, you see all of creation, all of manifestation is symbolic of that which is within us, the same consciousness. So there's no separation, so you can really appreciate somebody else's flow state and somebody else's, you know, what's been expressed through them, channeled through them. And you see that as a manifestation of the same source intelligence that's within each of us. So it's a beautiful thing, this thing called creation, called consciousness, which is eternally expressing. That's what's happening right now. The light is consciousness. So, like I said, it's a good one to leave it on. And also another thing I was thinking about too, like, also I think this helps me think, seriously, having facial hair, it's not just kind of like a conceptual thing, it's for real. Like, when you have the hair and the beard, I think it helps you have deeper thoughts. There's something to it. I'm telling you. Look it up. Look up spiritual benefits of having hair. Everything has a purpose. Everything on your body. It's not your body. You don't own it. You got to give back to the earth when you perish, right? There's something beyond it. You want to understand that. But right now, your body, that which you embody, you know, everything on it has a purpose. The only reason why we cut our hair is because there's no pain in it. We don't feel it. But it's part of it. It's living. You know, we can think of it like this. Why do people that have cancer lose their hair? If think in terms of logic, reason, right? If hair was dead, then it wouldn't fall off. A person who has cancer. Now, I'm not going to go into that and explain that. Let's just ponder that one. Think about it. Hair's alive. Think of the movie Avatar. How they connect it to the trees. And how they even mate with their hair. They, you know, there's something to that. Look into it. I'm not telling you what to do. Do what you want to do. I'm just, in the flow. Flow. I love that word. I love that word because, you think about what reminds me of water. And then you think about light. Life. There's going to be no life without water. Water is absolutely quintessential to life. We want to pay attention when we ingest water. Drink when thirsty. Do not drink when not thirsty. Don't drink habitually. I used to do that. I used to chug water like nonstop, and I was pissing all the time. And now I don't drink water that often. I don't need to. Most of my diet, not making it about me, but this is one of the reasons why I'm so high energy. One of the many reasons is because of the diet. Not only fasting, but when you eat mostly fruits and vegetables and nuts and most of the food that I eat is pretty much the same thing every day. It's kind of like a square, right? body gets used to it, but it's not complex. There's a certain element of simplicity which allows the body to function effectively. And not only that, but most of the diet is water. I'd say at least 70 to 80% of what I eat is very high water content. So, and when you think about the body, again, we don't need to overly identify with the body, but I want to understand that the body is approximately 72% water. Same as the ocean. Same as the Mother Earth. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Fucking iron flies. Sorry about language. I jinxed myself because in a couple last videos I was saying, hey, flies get in your eye half the time, and look at what it just did. Oh, man. But you probably see him. Yep, look at that sucker. Sorry for swearing. Not trying to be vulgar. I was actually at the top of a mountain the other day, yesterday, someday, and I was just kind of like, wow, because there's a father, presumably, and this is gonna bother me. Hey, it rhymed, but and maybe not even, I don't know, maybe an uncle or something, because I was just very surprised that he had 3 younger girls, and they were just swearing nonstop, F this, F that, bitch, and like, and I just really, like, wow, that's just very unattractive. It's not even thing about being right or wrong, or being immoral, or, or even being vulgar. It's just unattractive. You could just say it just doesn't sound nice, especially coming out of a young woman's mouth. Like, it's just not classy. So I'm not trying to, swear, but at the same time, I'm not gonna beat myself up for letting out a cuss word. You know what I mean? It just happened naturally. It's not like I did it intentionally. It just came out, came out of me. It just happened. I mean, fly went by and said a cuss word. You stub your toe, you might let out a cuss word. It's okay. It's already in the past. As soon as you're saying it, as soon as I'm making this video, as soon as I hit the stop button, it's already in the past. All of don't listen to what I say today. What I say today is nothing. Who knows what I'll be tomorrow, right? Constantly growing, constantly changing, constantly evolving. You don't got to be fixed. That's a beautiful thing. And like I was saying, infinite mansions. We can embody and choose any state we want to be, consciously. Leave you on that one, man. You can be anything you want to be. Seriously. Whatever I can do, you can do too. Whatever anybody else does, you can do too. That's a great thing to reflect upon. A great thought to reflect upon. Anything anybody else has done, that same potential is within you. This is a reality of limitless potential. And it's not just intellectual. It's for real. You can do anything that you put your heart to. Your heart's got to be in it too, because if it's just mental, you're only going to go so far. The heart's got to be involved. When it is, man, I'm telling you, the practices of, I was saying, consciously, living rightly, seeing retention, fasting, meditating, whatever it may be, whatever your spiritual discipline is. One's not better than the other, but, there's some things that are time-tested methods that, are infallible. So, something to think on, reflect on. But yeah, I was saying it a couple seconds ago, consciously, you can be whatever you want to be. That's how I'll end the video now. It's already in the past. Who knows what I'll be tomorrow? There is no tomorrow. Got to get this fly out of the eye. I'm about to do that now. Peace. I love you guys. I really do. Save that for another video. Talk about love. It's really something to be. It's nothing to take personally. But anyways, save that one. Coming soon.